Yeah, poggy woggy as much as you are.
Poggy woggy.
If you have two more cards in your hand, banish your entire hand. Huh.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just like I said.
Yeah. If you got to do what you got to do, eh?
Yeah, jeepers. Anyway, speaking of things we've got to do, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I am speaking here with OTS champion Conor. Conor from the Pranky Bois, playing nothing less than the Pranky Bois. How you doing there, Conor?
Yo, what's up, Kezza? Thanks for the intro. What's up, everyone?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Much like my audience is probably sick of Cyber Dragon deck profiles coming at them nearly every week and stuff. I'm sure your guys are a little over Pranky Bois, by the way. This is a plug for Conors Channel. Choose TCG. Just subscribe up there. And
Thank you.
Moment. Yeah, that's why I decided to bring you on for a bit of Pranky Bois love. Like, let's
I've had a few deck profiles go up lately, so I think take a break from deck profiles for at least a little bit before we do another one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into the deck and let's sort of have a look, because it is Adventure Prankkids. Is that right? The one that's getting a lot of angry reacts.
That's the one. That's the one. Prankkids back at it, doing its toxic shenanigans as per usual.
Now, I'm going to admit, I don't find the deck toxic. Like, there are toxic decks, but there are toxic decks that I understand. But then, for some known reason, just Prankkids. Yeah, I never
it burns you for 5. It gains us 1,000.
Yeah.
And now we can chain block it.
Yeah.
For free, basically. So
yeah,
seems like a good pick.
That's sort of the interactions and stuff where, like, someone like me that's only sort of played against like the budget build or the pre-adventure build and stuff, that really gets lost on it, I suppose, now.
Yeah, exactly. Like I got hit to 1, so now you can do the Pranked play one time, and then after that you're kind of having to rely on having multiples in hand, which can be a problem sometimes. But now that we have the adventure engine, it kind of it protects our first play, but it gives us something else to fall back on if we can't get that follow up.
Yeah, because there was a point where it was literally Ash Blossom the first kit effect and the game is yours, and I think that's sort of how I always looked at that match. Just try and turn off that first kit effect and then
exactly
pray for the best.
Exactly right. Like, the only way they play through that is if they open like lots 3 other cards, I think, or 2 other cards.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll get through the list. So this is a pretty standard list, is it? Like the 3 Dropsies, 3 Lampsies.
So there'll be like kind of the usual ratios. We have 3 of each color except for the Rock. We play 2.
Because Rock's the one that's banish a card to just draw one or something like that?
Yeah, you banish any card from your hand, draw 1 card, and then special another Pranked from your deck in defense mode.
Yeah. So it doesn't really get you going like the other ones. It's just sort of there just to cycle something. Yeah,
it's like the best and worst, because the draws are either fantastic or horrible. There is no in between.
Yeah, so there's a 50-50 on that.
Yeah, exactly. And for some reason, even though it's at 2, I see it the most often.
And then we've got the 3 Enchantress there.
Yeah, 3 Enchantress. So almost maxed out the engine, because we're not playing Foolish Burial. Well, I'm not playing Foolish Burial. Just trying to keep it a clean 40 card list.
Yep, and so obviously we're pairing that with the Griffin Rider. Let's sort of go into your hand traps though, because you are only playing technically 2 hand traps there, which is the old Gamma and the Lancers there. Do you find they're the most impactful ones at the moment?
Yeah, I think I think Gamma's the best hand trap, like, ever. It just negates and destroys. It's so it can stop turns really easily. And I think Lancia is a really good call this format, because there's a lot of banishing shenanigans going on. And paired together, you get to, negate stop the turn, Lancia for follow-up, and then you get to keep your Gamma package for the following turn. So I can say I have drawn Gamma Lancia a lot, and it has been very good to then Omega your opponent the following turn.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of that a number of times.
Yeah,
It's annoying, but it's cool.
exactly. And then the other thing with Omega is if when it's in the graveyard, you can bring your Meow Meow back into the graveyard on your opponent's turn, and then on your own turn, put your Meow Meow and Omega back into the extra deck.
Yeah, because that Meow Meow is still very important, like being able to recycle that. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. It comes up. It does come up.
So just going to the rest of the list now, we've got 2 of the fusion spell, which is the Pandemonium.
Yep.
3
2 Pandemonium.
3 field spell.
Yep. So it helps us kill. It's like basically 3 more names, so there's around 14 names in the deck.
It also boosts stuff. It also helps chain block as well, because that attack reduction you can just stack on, right?
Yeah, exactly. When there are big monsters on the field, it can be a problem, but if you can, stick a place on the field, bump it down by 500, sometimes it's enough.
And then, 1 pranks, is that it?
Yeah, 1 pranks. I think 1 is fine. It's searchable as your recycler card, and usually if you could stick it down, it stays.
Mm-hmm. And the 1 instant fusion, you're still on instant fusion for the deck?
Yeah, still on instant fusion. It's basically like a little soul charge for you. If you draw it, you definitely have follow up, or you can make your combo even better by chucking a toad on the end.
And then we go into the adventure spells, got the continuous, the 3 rights, the Draco back there. 3 Mystic Minds. 3 Mystic Minds.
Yes, Mystic Mind is a good card. Even though adventure's in the format, and it can easily out it, it's still a card that I can slap down, and if I can get it to stick, it means I can play my turn, going second, which can be a bit more important than trying to break a board, I think.
Yeah, well, you're lucky you're so likable, mate, because that is a fucking horrible choice. I'm going to be honest.
I mean, it wins games. And then I think the last cards in there are the 3 droplet.
Yeah, it's fine. Going first or second is just chain useless stuff off.
Yeah. I do a lot of ferrying with Will, the other Pranky Boy. And I always tell him how I think droplet is really bad when you're playing hand traps, because you want to keep the card economy in hand, but if you're using hand traps, then you're just negging yourself every turn.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same idea that a lot of Soul Sword players just don't play droplets at all anymore, because they need nearly everything to go off, and if they're dropping like 1 to 2 cards.
Yeah, exactly. My only justification is that droplets and Gamma help me resolve Mystic Mind going second.
Cool, and then we're onto the extra deck. That's the 1 Butler, the 1 Bow Wow, the 3 Doodles, triple Doodle, the 1
Meow, 1 Rocket, and 1 Weather. Basically, is the Prankkids cards.
Yep. So we've got Raigeki, the Bow Wow. Just add stuff back to your hand. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So Bow Wow adds on your opponent's turn, protects your Prankkid monsters from card effect destruction. Doodle does it on my turn, but that's about it. And then it also searches the spell trap. And then Rocket and Weather Wash are both soul charges for Prankkids, but Weather Wash is on the opponent's turn. Protects the monsters that summon back from battle, which is pretty annoying, especially if you can do both Bow Wow and Weather Wash in the same turn.
So Unicorn, just because you can put 3 monsters in the field easily. I noticed you're running the 2 Charmers there. You got the Wind one and the Dark one there. How are those doing for you?
Yeah, the Wind Channeler. The Wind Charmer has been real cracked for me. Anytime I'm playing against like Sword Soul, the pile deck, if I can crack the board a bit, Wind can bring back Auroradon, or it can bring back Baron. I brought back
which we saw you do in the finals against Lucas.
Yeah, exactly, and even bringing back an opponent's Griffin, that's pretty cheeky. And then I can still have the negate.
Better watch out for that when I play Armed Dragons later on in Dunedin.
Exactly. And then the Dark Charmer is, it's not as good because I can't make it as easily. I can use Nightmare Unicorn as material, but it's mostly because I'm siding tactics, stealing a dark monster to then make dark and maybe take a DPE or something.
Yeah, because it only needs 1 of that element, right? So the Dark Charmer only needs 1 dark monster.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And
TTD there. And then Toad for when you like bring back stuff off the river washer and do the whole
yeah, exactly.
And Omega, you've got the gammas there. Cool. Link Spider, that's just there for.
Yeah, it's basically just to turn tokens into an effect monster.
Yeah.
Just sometimes I need it to go into access code. If I was playing Verte, then it would help get into Verte.
Yeah, if you're playing that DTE like that deck list did say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and as we discussed as well, just like really heavy on the back rows, really helping you against that Mr. Mind player.
Yeah, exactly. So in my side deck, I have 1 Pank, 3 Cosmics, a Red Reboot, 3 Judgment, 3 Tactics, 2 Twister, Twin Twister, 1 Harpies, and a Call By. Basically, I thought my Ghost Second cards in the main deck were good enough for combo.
Mm-hmm.
And if I really wanted to add more, I could chuck in Tactics. But Tactics was more of a card I chucked in going first, just to, if I could still combo through a hand trap, then I can punish my opponent, and definitely not lose to 2 hand traps.
Yeah, or strip their hand out if you're only starter, that sort of thing. Cards just
yeah, exactly.
It's very slept on. I don't see a lot of people playing it at the moment.
Yeah, it seems like, over in America, it seems like a lot of the players are moving on to board breakers over hand traps. But, every now and then, people are always on hand traps as well, because hand traps are good in multiples.
Yeah,
I figure, why not?
Especially with like something very even just as late as last year, and Nibiru used to be like really impactful, but with Adventure and everything now, you need to pair Nibiru with something else just for
it. Yeah, exactly. And plus, I really dislike the Flunder matchup because it's really hard for Prankkids. And as we saw, there was Flunder everywhere. I ended up playing every Flunder player as well in that tournament.
3 of them: Lucas,
Ruben,
Ryan,
James, and Ryan. Yeah, that's right. So Tactics outs the M-Pen because they have to do all this stuff in main phase. Soft outs, I take it. It's no longer affecting me at that point. So maybe I could play through, but...
Hey, and that's a wind monster for your little Blinky Boy as well.
Yeah, exactly.
What Flanders player is actually leaving anything in the graveyard?
Yeah, exactly. So I also had dislike the trap matchup, against Eldritch or even Stun.
You and me both.
Yeah, so I'd rather heavily side for those cards, those decks, and just have all the outs, because even if I main more hand traps, they wouldn't be enough or as impactful as these cards for skill drains or rivalries, all those cards. Draco back bounce is only good for 1 card, and then it's back the next turn.
Yeah, that's right. They just keep putting that mine down there, just keep trading, knowing that you're going to be popping that mine each turn.
Yeah, exactly. If they stick down double floodgates on me, I'm gonna lose that game, to be honest.
Alright, anyway, hey, thanks heaps for that, Conor. It was really great catching up with you again, mate, and looking forward to seeing you Wednesday, of course, at Locals, and then win an OTS 18 on Friday. You gonna win that again?
Yeah, hopefully I could use another box. I think I've taken 2 so far, going for my 3rd, the hat trick.
Yeah. Any plans for the Pranky Bois tournaments? Anything new coming up you should know about?
Let's see, I believe the Pranky Bois sponsoring the 3v3 in Hamilton. By the Pranky Boys, I mean Will.
The Pranky Boy. And
yeah, so shout out to Will for he sponsored the winner case. We got the 3v3 coming up, and then I just shout out to the Car Merchant Boys. Shout out to Kezza for the videos and the sick content.
Not too bad yourself, mate.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks again there, Conor. Cheers for joining us, mate.
Cheers, Kezza.